This is Talk Business and Politics with Roby Brock.
Welcome to today's edition of Talk Business and Politics Daily. I'm Michael Tilley. Now let's take a look at your top stories of the day. The U.S. House Budget Committee on Thursday advanced the American Health Care Act with the two Arkansas members on the committee, U.S. Representatives Steve Womack and Bruce Westerman, voting yes. The bill faces a difficult future. Arkansas's U.S. Senators John Bozeman and Tom Cotton, both Republicans, have expressed concerns with the bill, with Cotton recently saying it will not pass the Senate in its current form. Governor Asa Hutchinson's push to downsize state government continued Wednesday when a House committee approved a measure to consolidate 7 smaller farming-related boards and commissions into the State Department of Agriculture. In a long meeting before the House State Agencies and Governmental Affairs Committee, House Bill 1725 was easily approved following testimony from Agriculture Secretary Wes Ward, and despite several farmers speaking in opposition to the change. Speaking of agri, the House Rules Committee voted Wednesday to ban the sale of marijuana edibles and to ban marijuana smoking in certain places and situations. House Bill 1392 would ban the sale of edible marijuana products, but would allow caregivers to prepare those products for patients at home. It passed on a voice vote with no opposition. It is uncertain if the bill will survive the full House, where it is required to get 2/3 of the vote for passage. And those are your top stories of the day. Keep up with these stories and top headlines each and every day at our website at talkbusiness.net. Still to come, Senator John Bozeman. He's been opposing the Clean Line Energy Project for more than a year. Now, with the new administration in place, how has that altered his efforts? We'll find out when we come back.
Arkansas Electric Cooperative Corporation provides electric energy across 2/3 of Arkansas. This is an exciting time in our energy history, with incredible progress being made in renewable energy and storage technologies. As our energy portfolio continues to diversify, we'll maintain an all-the-above strategy to provide reliable and affordable electricity. Ever since the first light bulbs were placed in our members' homes, the electric cooperatives have been the solutions provider for our members, and we want to continue that well into the future.
Each day, the promise of our nation begins again. Arkansas and America, moving forward. I help make that promise a reality. It's not for everyone, but people everywhere depend on us.
Oh, I love you too.
Trucking delivers, or everything stops. And that's what drives me.
I did.
The multi-billion-dollar Clean Line Energy Project has been a target of support and opposition, depending on where in the state you live. Oklahoma's elected officials are largely for it, while Arkansas's are diametrically opposed. Senator John Bozeman explains the state's congressional delegation's opposition and what they're up to in the new Congress.
The Clean Line Energy Project has made some headlines again this week. You and your fellow congressional colleagues are filing a piece of legislation. You've sent a letter to the new Energy Secretary, Rick Perry. Have you spoken with the Energy Secretary, Mr. Perry, yet about this? And if so, how would you kind of couch his position at this point in time? Any indicators of where he stands on this issue?
No, sir, I haven't talked to him directly. I talked to the former secretary at great length with this, as did the rest of the congressional delegation. And that's something that we will be scheduling very, very shortly to get his ear and explain to them our concern is the fact that when you go forward with this, and this is the first time that this law has ever been used, all of the other pipelines and electricity projects, you've gone through the states, the governors, the utility commissions, all of them have had input. Now we're in a situation where a private firm working with the Department of Energy is bypassing all of that, and we simply don't feel like that's a good situation. There's concern that TVA even needs the energy. So we'll be talking with Secretary Perry, making our case, trying, as you say, to try and figure out where he's at on these kind of things. But that's our concern, is we want it to be done like the Keystone Pipeline, all of these other projects where the states, the counties have a say in where the route is and saying whether or not they feel like it would be beneficial to the state and thus go forward.
All righty, Senator John Bozeman with us from Washington, D.C. Thank you so much for your time, Senator. Good to be with you.
Thank you, Roby. Well, thank you so much for having me, as always. Appreciate you.
That's Senator John Bozeman and his thoughts on the Clean Line Energy Project. This is a story we've been covering for months, if not years. Keep up with the latest on our website at talkbusiness.net. That's all for today's Talk Business and Politics Daily. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.